Imagine if today was the day your idea changed someone's life. Imagine if you could help someone pay for college, help your community build a new playground, or help a child make it to that dream competition. With GoFundMe, it's all possible. GoFundMe is the world's #1 fundraising platform trusted by over 190 million people. Every week, ordinary people meet their goals and do extraordinary things. Your ideas matter. GoFundMe isn't just for emergencies. Want to raise money for your kid's soccer team or raise funds for a small business, a creative project, or event? GoFundMe helps you turn ideas into reality. And help adds up. Fundraisers you start for someone else raise up to 5 times more. So think right now, who could use your help? Change rarely comes from waiting. It comes from someone deciding, today I'll start. Don't wait for someone else to bring change. Today, start your fundraiser in just minutes at GoFundMe.com. That's GoFundMe.com to start your fundraiser. GoFundMe.com. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Hear updates on the national and local Utah real estate markets. We cover residential and commercial properties. Plus, get inspiring ideas to make your house a home from our sponsor, Osmond Designs. Here's Heather Osmond and Jeff Caplan on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the Real Estate Show. We're glad you're listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond is here from Osmond Designs. Her stores are in Lehigh and Orem.
Yes, they are. And it is beautiful at Osmond Designs right now. All the fall decor is out. We have Halloween and Thanksgiving. And you guys, Christmas is right around the corner. So if you're out and about today, please stop by the stores. The entire store is an additional 20% off the lowest mark price. And we also have yellow cell tags that are 30% off. So go check those out. We all need, that fall refresh. Even if it's just a great candle, it makes all the difference in the world. So come check us out. I love doing this radio show with Jeff Caplan every single week. I've been doing this show for about 4.5 years. I can't believe it's been that long, but I get to meet some of the best people in Utah that are involved in not only residential real estate, but also commercial real estate. And today, I'm so excited to welcome Holly Craig. She is the manager and financial education department at Mountain America Credit Union. How are you, Holly?
I am great, Heather. Thanks so much for having us here today.
Thank you for being here. And I also have Katie Ann Powell. She's a friend of mine, and she is the Senior Public Relations and Community Engagement Manager, also for Mountain America Credit Union. Welcome back, Katie.
Hi there, Heather. It's always a pleasure to be with you.
So much fun to have you. Give us a little introduction to yourselves. Holly, let's start with you.
Yes,
How did you
of course.
get involved with Mountain America Credit Union?
I have been with Mountain America for 8 years, but I have been in this industry for over 20. So I just absolutely love what I do. I'm the program manager of our financial education team. And what we do is we are out in our communities. We work with our business members, but also anyone out into the community who employees are needing financial literacy. So we go in, we do these complimentary workshops. We cover everything from banking basics, credit repair, budgeting, debt, avoiding scams. We have a full menu of different workshops that we do. And in addition to that, we know that that's an intimidating environment. So we offer one-on-one personal financial coaching. So when people attend these workshops, they recognize this is something that they are not confident in. We'll meet with them and kind of hold their hand while they work on doing that.
So needed. Why are they not teaching these things in school?
Right? Yeah.
I mean, just basic financial things. I remember going to BYU. I didn't even know how to write a check back in the day. Not that anyone really writes checks anymore, but I literally did not know how to do it. Just the most basic things.
Yeah.
So I love that you're providing this to our community here in Utah.
Oh, it is amazing. And we are extremely passionate about what we do.
So good. Okay, Katie Ann, introduce yourself. How did you become involved with the Mountain America Credit Union and what you do?
Like you said, is in school, you didn't learn how to write a check. And I found myself back in college in a moment of financial fear, having no idea, especially as a woman, just not knowing how to manage my finances. Then someone introduced me to credit unions. I had no idea that organizations, not only could you do your financing, they had products and services, but they actually gave back to their community. They taught financial literacy. There was people like Holly that had departments in a credit union who could teach me. And so I kind of pivoted. I was doing a public relations undergrad, and I suddenly thought, I want to conquer this fear, and I also want to get into this industry. So I started my career way back in public relations and the financial sector. And I've always had my eyes on Mountain America, because Mountain America's we've been open since the 1930s. It's a long-established institution that has truly given back to the community. To me, it's just amazing that we do have programs like Holly's to do financial education in the community. And that's not to toot our horns. That's not to gain anything. It's just because credit unions, and especially Mountain America, wants to show up in the community. So I get to do our public relations, and I get to do our community engagements, and I get to come alongside wonderful people like Holly and bump shoulders and be financially confident because of the institution where I work.
And I love that Mountain America Credit Union gives back to this community. You've probably seen their locations all along the Wasatch Front, including right there in Sandy with the Hale Center Theater. You have a huge billboard right there on the side of the building. And I love it. I think it's so incredible. And I think, on a personal level, being able to provide or recommend people to with this information so that they can go and get the resources that they need so that they can afford their first home is more important than ever. Making the move from renter to homeowner is a major life milestone. It's the American dream to own a home with the white picket fence, right? Give us some advice on how to make this transition smoother and how that works.
Yeah, of course. Like you said, it's the American dream. And really, it's the largest purchase. Typically, it's the largest purchase that we make in our lifetime. And it's an emotional purchase because we get attached. We know what we're looking for. And so really, ideally, it's starting even before you think you're ready to do it. Give yourself an opportunity to meet with a mortgage loan officer and have them talk to you about what that process looks like. What are some of the different programs? Because you may not be aware of the different mortgage lending programs that there are that would, maybe it seems unrealistic, but you may be surprised that there are options out there. The other thing is you really want to take consideration of what are you looking for? What is your lifestyle? Do you want to be a host? Do you want to have this big, gorgeous space that you can have a room full of people? Do you have pets? Is a backyard important to you? All of those different things that because like I said, it's an emotional purchase. And if you find these things that really are something that you're wanting when you purchase a home, you fall in love with the place, and then you find out when you finally meet with that loan officer that it's really something that you're not going to be able to afford right now. And I say that right now.
Well, Holly, I don't know about you, but I want a Ferrari at a Honda budget, right? I mean, we all want the
Don't we all, Heather? Don't we all?
I think we all have expensive taste.
Yes, we do.
Especially when it comes to our home.
Yes, so figuring out what you can afford is number one. No question about it. And a lot of that is determined by not only your income, but also your debt ratio.
Yes.
So you can help people with all of those. Your credit score is another factor that you have to make your payments on time. I remember my husband back in the day, he said, I used to just get credit card bills in the mail and I would just throw them away. I didn't even open my mail.
Oh, no.
And I just thought, where were your parents? Where the school system has failed our children by not having them realize that they need to make these payments on time.
Now, hang on. Just hang on a second, because, it's easy to trash the school system, but the kids do know in many cases what they need to know now. How many people listening, it was your kids? I mean, like we didn't know how to write a check back then. How many of your kids taught you how to Venmo? Because that's how you do it now, right?
It's so true. And if I need to know any of that, I ask my daughter, and she really does know all of those.
They kind of are on the ball.
Yeah, and there really is a core program that state educators are required to teach now. And so it is, but it's one of those things that there's so much that they have to fit in that it's, how how attentive are they, right? But we can come in, we do high schools, and we can come in and really make it a fun environment where we're supporting what they've been learning.
Do you deal in the current events? Like, for instance, they just lowered interest rates. That has an impact, maybe a minor impact on just about everybody. Do you help folks with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And especially when you're talking about home buying, right? Because right now everything's been, well, the interest rates. Well, there's different programs that you can qualify for meeting with a loan officer. But being able to even understand what that means. What is an interest rate? I mean, there's some people that have a higher knowledge of what that is, but you go into those schools, you go and you meet with younger people, and they don't know that there's a cost to lending money.
Now, I get what you're saying because, you talk to a kid about interest rates and mortgages, they might say, can you Venmo an interest rate?
So true. And maybe your parents are not very good with their finances, right? So this is where Mountain America Credit Union and these programs that are coming into the schools to help, maybe some of these kids even need to teach their parents how to be financially responsible.
Absolutely. And honestly, it's generational, right? If you haven't been taught how to be financial responsible, you just continue on being unknowledgeable, right, of how to manage your money. And so that's why it's so important, to your point, to get with the kids.
I think so too. And in this microwave mentality where we want it hot, fast, and right now, it's more important than ever to learn delayed gratification. I always wanted what my parents had after they had worked 20 and 30 years for that, just like my kids want what I have, but they don't really see the blood, sweat, and tears that it takes to get there. Today, we have Mountain America Credit Union on the show with us. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more on real estate investing.
Imagine if today was the day your idea changed someone's life. Imagine if you could help someone pay for college, help your community build a new playground, or help a child make it to that dream competition. With GoFundMe, it's all possible. GoFundMe is the world's #1 fundraising platform trusted by over 190 million people. Every week, ordinary people meet their goals and do extraordinary things. Your ideas matter. GoFundMe isn't just for emergencies. Want to raise money for your kid's soccer team or raise funds for a small business, a creative project, or event? GoFundMe helps you turn ideas into reality. And help adds up. Fundraisers you start for someone else raise up to 5 times more. So think right now, who could use your help? Change rarely comes from waiting. It comes from someone deciding, today I'll start. Don't wait for someone else to bring change. Today, start your fundraiser in just minutes at GoFundMe.com. That's GoFundMe.com to start your fundraiser. GoFundMe.com. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's gotta be clean, it's gotta be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
Life is unpredictable, but how you prepare for the unexpected shouldn't be. Take ownership of your life planning with Policy Genius to help your loved ones have a financial safety net in case something happens to you. Whether to cover debts and routine expenses or even invest the money and earn interest over time. With Policy Genius, finding and buying life insurance is simple. You can compare quotes from top insurers and could find coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Plus, they offer life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. It's an easy way to feel good about and plan for the future. No wonder Policy Genius is the country's leading online insurance marketplace. Don't wait for life to make other plans. Protect your family today. Head to PolicyGenius.com to compare top-rated life insurance policies, get your lowest quote, and make a smart move in under 10 minutes. That's PolicyGenius.com.
Do you know which assets are outperforming almost every other asset this year? It's precious metals. In 2025, gold and silver have both risen 29%. As currencies continue to lose value, demand for gold and silver is skyrocketing. Lear Capital can help you protect and grow your wealth. Call Lear today for your free gold and silver protection kit at 800-728-4848. 800-728-4848. That's 800-728-4848.
We're back with the KSL Real Estate Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Show. We're glad you're listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond is here from Osmond Designs. Her stores are in Lehigh and Orem. Hey, do you have Halloween pillows?
We do, Jeff.
Are they filled with candy?
No, that's a great idea, though. I haven't thought of that.
Just trying to help things along.
We have just regular fillers, but, you heard it here first on KSL. Maybe we'll put some, secret candy in some of those pillows. Jeff and I have an inside joke about pillows at my store. We sell hundreds and hundreds, and probably, I haven't counted, but maybe even thousands and
I've
thousands
suggested
of pillows.
A name change to Pillows R Us.
That's a great name.
But it's the least expensive way to really change the environment of your home, and good quality pillows that are not Frisbees that you get oftentimes at the big box stores. They cost a little more, but they last, and they do karate chop in the center. So you'll see in all the design magazines, you'll see that karate chop. These are those kind of pillows. So if you're in the area, you need a little fall refresh for your home, come check out Osmond Designs and grab yourself some pillows while they last. Today we have Holly Craig. She's the manager and financial education director at Mountain America Credit Union. So happy to have you on, Holly. And we have Katie Ann Powell. She's the senior public relations and community engagement manager, also with Mountain America Credit Union. Thanks so much for joining us. If you are just tuning in, we've been talking with Mountain America Credit Union about all of their programs and all of your branches all across the Wasatch Front. And we're going to continue that conversation. If you're buying a home and it seems unrealistic due to financial issues, such as establishing or improving your credit or learning how to budget and save for buying a home, where do people start, Holly?
Well, Mountain America Credit Union. You can go on to macu.com/education, and that is where you're going to have the opportunity to meet one-on-one for financial coaching. And again, this is open to everyone. But if you're having a little anxiety, thinking this is not something that you're ever going to be able to do, first of all, your financial situation's temporary. There's always help of getting you out of whatever the situation that you're in. And so meeting with someone at Mountain American can help you. We have a dedicated team, financial guides, or with my team with financial education, and also with, if you're an employer and you have employees that are just not there, we come in and we can teach them these skills with their finances to help them get in a better situation.
So I do this radio show every single week, and my son actually asked me this week, Mom, can you just explain how credit cards work to me? And I just assumed that he already knew. He has his own credit card, but he didn't understand all of the nuts and bolts of that. Mm-hmm. And so I had the opportunity to explain all of that to him, and he knew that he was supposed to pay it off before it's due every 30 days, but he didn't really understand why you wouldn't want 30 of them or why you would only want specific credit cards. So we talked about, the cashback cards. We talked about Delta Sky Miles cards and why that would be beneficial and some of those things. Katie, do you have any advice for kids or, college age, young adults maybe, is a better way to put it, and how they can get started.
Yeah, I love that Holly talked about our website, the macu.com/education, because and your son asked you about credit cards. There is a barrier of fear, right? And as adults too, if you're wanting to buy a house, it can be embarrassing to admit like, oh my gosh, I have actually no idea what I'm doing. And our website and Holly and our financial guides are a really safe and beautiful way to start. So whether you're a kid, whether you're an adult, that landing page, the macu.com/education, or if you just go to macu.com, Mountain America, or Google Mountain America, go up to the tab, find education. We have resources that make that not intimidating. Because let's just put it out there. Finances are scary, right? I've been there before. I've been terrified before. No matter what age you are, buying a house for the first time is intimidating. Buying a house for the 5th time is intimidating, right? And so that's a wonderful place to start, is our website and our financial guides, because you don't even have to tell anyone. You don't have to tell your sister, your mom, that you're on that website, right? You can get help and get knowledge before anyone knows. And I love that too, because, I think we all have a moment of, oh, I want to sound like I know what I'm doing with money, or you just want to feel confident, right? So go and start on the website. No one's going to necessarily know. You just start on the website, click our financial guides, and connect with people like Holly and her team and her resources and our financial guides, and they can get you started. So don't let your fear keep you from putting in our website address, right? That's like a low ask to have that first initial, I have no idea what I'm going to do. So we're a resource. We're here also for non-members. We have resources. Holly's team has a blog. We also have podcasts. We have so much financial information coming out. We are a resource for anyone in the community. So start there.
That's incredible. Budgeting, I think, is more important than ever, regardless of your age. I mean, it's easy to swipe that credit card. Just pay for it later. Oh, how much is my monthly payment going to be on that brand new car? They don't even care about what the cost or the price of the car is. Oftentimes, which
you think that's just kids?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know.
All of
right,
us,
you're like,
right? It's a problem.
Adults too. I can testify that it's not.
It's all of us.
All of us.
And that usually you can get away with that for quite some time until you go to buy a home, and then it smacks you in the face, and you have some issues, and you can't qualify, and oftentimes you need to save for that down payment.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're not cheap. 3%, 5%, depending on the loan program, correct?
Yeah, right. Interest rates may go down. So, with budgeting, I will tell you that most people have a difficult time sticking to a budget because they don't know their priorities, right? They're just spending money, and then they don't think they have enough money. And it's really because they don't know what's the most important and prioritize. If you're wanting to buy a house, some of the things that you're spending your money on need to be eliminated or reduced so you can do that.
Delayed gratification. Today we have Mountain America Credit Union on the show with us. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Imagine if today was the day your idea changed someone's life. Imagine if you could help someone pay for college, help your community build a new playground, or help a child make it to that dream competition. With GoFundMe, it's all possible. GoFundMe is the world's #1 fundraising platform trusted by over 190 million people. Every week, ordinary people meet their goals and do extraordinary things. Your ideas matter. GoFundMe isn't just for emergencies. Want to raise money for your kid's soccer team or raise funds for a small business, a creative project, or event? GoFundMe helps you turn ideas into reality. And help adds up. Fundraisers you start for someone else raise up to 5 times more. So think right now, who could use your help? Change rarely comes from waiting. It comes from someone deciding, today I'll start. Don't wait for someone else to bring change. Today, start your fundraiser in just minutes at GoFundMe.com. That's GoFundMe.com to start your fundraiser. GoFundMe.com. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Gain Super Flings are here to take your laundry to the next level.
Talking about Gain Super Flings. Super-sized laundry packs. These things are huge. Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings laundry packs have 4 times the Oxy cleaning power and 3 times the Febreze freshness versus Gain Original Liquid.
Super fresh, super clean. Gain Super Flings.
Gain Super Flings for next level laundry.
Life is unpredictable, but preparing for the unexpected shouldn't be. Take ownership of your life planning with Policy Genius to help your loved ones have a financial safety net in case something happens to you. They offer life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. Don't wait for life to make other plans. Protect your family today. Head to PolicyGenius.com. That's PolicyGenius.com.
Do you know which assets are outperforming almost every other asset this year? It's precious metals. In 2025, gold and silver have both risen 29%. As currencies continue to lose value, demand for gold and silver is skyrocketing. Lear Capital can help you protect and grow your wealth. Call Lear today for your free gold and silver protection kit at 800-728-4848. 800-728-4848. That's 800-728-4848.
Welcome to the KSL Real Estate Show. Hear updates on the national and local Utah real estate markets. We cover residential and commercial properties. Plus, get inspiring ideas to make your house a home from our sponsor, Osmond Designs. Here's Heather Osmond and Jeff Caplan on KSL News Radio.
Welcome to the Real Estate Show. Thanks for listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Here's Heather Osmond from Osmond Designs. Her stores are in Lehigh and Orem.
Yes, they are. We are having a lot of fun at Osmond Designs. We are all set up for all of your holiday needs. Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas is right around the corner. I hate to even mention that because it just seems wrong, but it's true. And our job is to make it as easy as possible for you. We also offer interior design services. So if it just seems overwhelming, please hire one of our interior designers to come into your home for a 1-hour consultation at $99 for that first hour, which is great. Today, we're talking about real estate and the budgeting and saving money and credit scores and strategizing with Mountain America Credit Union's team to help us do that. Today, we have Holly Craig. She's the manager of their financial education department, and also Katie Ann Powell, and she is the Senior Public Relations and Community Engagement Manager for Mountain America Credit Union. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much.
Happy to have you guys. You're incredible, and you have such great information, so thank you for being here. Okay, I have a couple of really quick questions that I wanted to start off with. How much should people realistically save for a down payment, and are there programs to help?
Yes, and that's a great question. And again, you may be surprised at what programs are out there that are available that you would qualify for, and all of them are going to have different options or requirements when it comes to down payment. But one of the biggest things that I would recommend is you can go to macu.com and look up the mortgage calculator. You could even just search Mountain America mortgage calculator, and you can kind of put in what you're looking at spending, right? Of course, we want you to meet with a loan officer because they're going to help you kind of through the process with credit and with debt to income and all that thing. But if you go in and you kind of mess around with that calculator with what the price of the home you're looking at, what that interest rate would possibly look at, and see what that payment realistically is going to look like. And so if you are currently paying rent and you put in that calculator and it tells you what a potential mortgage payment is going to be, then you need to decide, is this a payment that I'm going to be comfortable with making? And if it is even a little bit more than what you're paying in rent, that is the perfect time to take the difference between what you're currently paying and what that mortgage payment's going to look like when you buy that home, and put that money away in a savings account. And do that consistently, that same amount of money, because you don't have an option once you purchase the home to decide if you're going to pay that difference. So put it into a savings account, gain the confidence that you're going to be able to manage that payment. And then when the time comes to make that purchase, you have put money away in a savings account to pay for those costs. And again, you'd be surprised. There's first-time home buyers where, it's the down payment is very minimal. It's like $1,000 and different kinds of closing costs that are negotiable when you purchase. So that's the biggest thing that I would recommend at first. Take a look at what you're spending, what you'd potentially be spending, and save.
Such great advice. There's nothing worse than being house poor. You do not want to be overextended, and so that you have to work all day and you don't even get to enjoy the home that you are in.
Yes.
So you want to spend less than even what your max is.
Yeah, exactly. You will get pre-qualified for a dollar amount, but you have to look at what the cost of that home ownership is. I mean, there are setup fees, right? There may be HOA fees. There are utilities. There are the water heater broke. The air conditioner went out. Garage door. I have a colleague getting a new garage door opener today because it locked up on him. So there's other expenses, but also house poor. You want to own a home, but do you like to travel? Do you like to get away every once in a while? What is the monthly cost for daycare? You've got to include all of those expenses in your budget before you just go out and say, oh, there's a payment, $1,800. I got it. I can do this.
Are people typically rigorous enough to make changes? For instance, you like to travel. As a homeowner, you're going to be traveling to Home Depot a lot, right?
That's the truth.
So people say, oh, we'll just change that up and we'll travel less. Did they typically have the discipline to do that?
I would say that's a hard thing to adjust. I love to travel. Is it worth me having a really large home that's not completely lived in because there's two of us? That's not my priority. I have a beautiful home, but I love to travel.
Heather, you were shaking your head.
I am shaking my head because, it's something that's an individual choice.
Absolutely.
And all of us live differently. And oftentimes people love to entertain. Other people, just love to do the restaurant to go boxes. They bring those home and have a beautiful kitchen.
And sometimes you have to be willing to sacrifice these things in order to become a homeowner.
Definitely.
Sacrifice is exactly the right word. And prioritize. What is the most important thing to you? Maybe you're younger. Maybe you have a smaller family and it's just not realistic to pack everybody up and travel all the time. I'm in a different situation, right? I'm long past those days. But if having a home, being in a great neighborhood, having great schools, living near a park, all of those things, that's going to be your priority. And to your point, Heather, everyone has a unique situation and what their priorities are going to be.
Growing up, my parents always said, work now or work later. And I think, really what they were saying is sacrifice now so that you can relax later.
Yeah.
And I have always appreciated that. That's something that I've passed on to my kids.
That's a really succinct line. Say it again.
Yes. The line is work now or work later, Jeff. But I also have added enjoy the grind because it's not always fun. Right. I had, when I was first married, we had lots of friends and they lived in condos and they had swimming pools and it looked really, really fun. And my husband and I decided to live in a basement apartment and the ceilings were maybe generously 6'5" and my husband was 6'3". And the light fixture actually hung down where he would wake up and he would hit his head on it. And it wasn't always fun. And we didn't have all the new stuff. We didn't have the new cars and we didn't have all the fun things. But it enabled us to buy our second home and our third home.
Yes.
And that was our goal. And we ended up owning
Yes.
33 rental properties.
Yes.
And that's how we've made all of our money. 90% of millionaires made their money in real estate. And Mountain America Credit Union, you help people do that, whether it's an existing home, a new construction home. There are creative ways, much like what my husband and I did, where we lived in the basement and we rented the upstairs for almost our entire mortgage payment.
Yeah.
The mother-in-law apartments, buying a home on a larger lot and subdividing that and selling off that excess acreage oftentimes can be an option. There are creative and innovative ways to make money in real estate that maybe you haven't thought of before. And that's why Mountain America Credit Union can help you clean up your credit, make goals, make plans, and maybe you can't get in a home right now.
Right.
But maybe you can in 6 months, or maybe you can in a year, or 3 years, or 5 years.
Yeah. Heather, I have a totally different scenario, right? My life situation, I found myself divorced and I had a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. And so I was a single mom for 20 years before I remarried. And so my situation was, how do I afford, right, living in a home? And it was difficult because all of my friends had been married and stayed married and had double income. And I was very fortunate because my priority was to purchase a home. And I did the same thing as a single mom. Back in the day, there were programs that I qualified for, and I was able to make that first purchase. And I did sweat equity for years. I always bought up these houses that I could afford that, I had to put a lot of time and effort in. And it just, again, right? I built it up, I sold, I built up, I sold. And so to your point, I was in a great situation when I finally did get married. I had enough equity that I could contribute to the home we live in. And so again, it goes back to that priority, right? Where you want. And it's not easy, and it's discipline. Right.
Work now or work later.
Thank you, Mom and Dad Henderson, for that great advice that now we are sharing on KSL.
Yeah.
There's a good quote to go along with what Holly just shared, and it's, give me your budget and I'll tell you your priorities. And I think a lot of us sometimes have a hard time actually looking at your finances and being like, oh,
busted.
Yeah. Me every single month. But that's why I love programs like Holly and back to our financial guides is I don't love looking and busting myself. So if someone else can guide me through that, I'm like, oh, here's all my expenses. Tell me, but actually looking at ourselves and taking responsibility is one of those first steps. And then getting people to help you through that. That's a hard bridge to have. And just the talk of priorities, when you have your priorities clear, then having someone on board to get you to your priorities, you're unstoppable. And then it's so much easier to give at that night of, oh, I'm not going to go out to dinner tonight because guess what? I'm going to be a homeowner, right? It's so much easier.
Exactly. And so Katie Ann, when we meet with one-on-one coaching, right? We're going to be gentle with you because if you are being asked to identify budget items or to prioritize, for you to be successful at that, you have to identify that. You have to identify the areas. I can't look at where your spending is and say, well, there's a lot of Uber, right? A lot of Uber Eats. But you can look at it. We'll look at it together, right? When we meet with individuals and do one-on-one coachings, we'll look at that and say, okay, do you see where there's some spending, like I said, that could either be eliminated or reduced? Because the other thing too is if you eliminate, then what's your joy in life? There are a lot of things that we spend our money on that if you eliminate, it's unrealistic. You're not going to be successful with
you end up
budgeting.
Cinderella watching Netflix on Friday night.
It's so true.
For me, it's a McDonald's Diet Coke. It's just that reward, right? Oh my goodness. Today we have Holly Craig, Manager, Financial Education, and Katie Ann Powell, Senior Public Relations and Community Engagement Manager, with such great advice here on the KSL Real Estate Show. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Imagine if today was the day your idea changed someone's life. Imagine if you could help someone pay for college, help your community build a new playground, or help a child make it to that dream competition. With GoFundMe, it's all possible. GoFundMe is the world's #1 fundraising platform trusted by over 190 million people. Every week, ordinary people meet their goals and do extraordinary things. Your ideas matter. GoFundMe isn't just for emergencies. Want to raise money for your kid's soccer team or raise funds for a small business, a creative project, or event? GoFundMe helps you turn ideas into reality. And help adds up. Fundraisers you start for someone else raise up to 5 times more. So think right now, who could use your help? Change rarely comes from waiting. It comes from someone deciding, today I'll start. Don't wait for someone else to bring change. Today, start your fundraiser in just minutes at GoFundMe.com. That's GoFundMe.com to start your fundraiser. GoFundMe.com. This is a commercial message brought to you by GoFundMe.
Life is unpredictable, but how you prepare for the unexpected shouldn't be. Take ownership of your life planning with Policy Genius to help your loved ones have a financial safety net in case something happens to you. Whether to cover debts and routine expenses or even invest the money and earn interest over time. With Policy Genius, finding and buying life insurance is simple. You can compare quotes from top insurers and could find coverage that fits your needs and your budget. Plus, they offer life insurance policies starting at just $276 a year for $1 million in coverage. It's an easy way to feel good about and plan for the future. No wonder Policy Genius is the country's leading online insurance marketplace. Don't wait for life to make other plans. Protect your family today. Head to PolicyGenius.com to compare top-rated life insurance policies, get your lowest quote, and make a smart move in under 10 minutes. That's PolicyGenius.com.
Do you know which assets are outperforming almost every other asset this year? It's precious metals. In 2025, gold and silver have both risen 29%. As currencies continue to lose value, demand for gold and silver is skyrocketing. Lear Capital can help you protect and grow your wealth. Call Lear today for your free gold and silver protection kit at 800-728-4848. 800-728-4848. That's 800-728-4848.
Stop settling for weak sound. It's time to level up your game and bring the boom. Hit the town with the ultra-durable LG X Boom portable speaker and enjoy vibrant sound wherever you go. Elevate your listening experience to new heights because, let's be real, your music deserves it. The future of sound is now with LG X Boom. And for a limited time, save 25% at LG.com with code FALL25. Bring the boom. X Boom.
I'm Dave Cawley, investigative journalist and host of the podcast Cold. In October of 1985, a woman named Cherie Warren left work at a busy Salt Lake City office
to meet her estranged husband at a downtown auto dealership.
She never made it home. Cherie's car surfaced weeks later in Las Vegas.
In the parking lot of a hotel casino.
No one knows how it got there.
Strange. It was strange.
Both Cherie's estranged husband and her boyfriend raised suspicion for investigators.
I kind of thought that he might have done something.
But no arrests were ever made. In Cold Season 3, we dig into double lives, make new connections in the case, and examine the difficulty raised by reasonable doubt.
We want answers just as much as anyone else.
They have creeps like that now too, so nothing's changed.
That's the new Cold Season 3, The Search for Cherie, now available anywhere you get your podcasts.
We're back with the KSL Real Estate Show, sponsored by Osmond Designs on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to the Real Estate Show. Thanks for listening. I'm Jeff Caplan. Heather Osmond is here from Osmond Designs. Her stores are in Lehigh and Orem.
Yes, they are, and it is beautiful at Osmond Designs. We have a store in Lehigh and in Orem with over almost 40,000 square feet of in-stock merchandise. So if you're looking to take something home today that's unique, that 7 of your neighbors don't have, stop by Osmond Designs with your trucks and trailers and take it home and enjoy it. Beautiful weather outside, and it's really a good time to be looking for a new home. We've been talking with Holly Craig, manager of the financial education at Mountain America Credit Union, and also Katie Ann Powell, who is the senior public relations and community engagement manager at Mountain America Credit Union. If you are just joining us, you definitely will want to go back to KSL podcast and listen to the previous episodes because there has been such great information that I think is helpful not only for our kids and grandkids, but also for ourselves in being financially financially responsible. But I did want to ask Holly, maybe you're the perfect person to answer this. If you could give one piece of advice to any home buyer, whether it's a first-time home buyer or maybe someone that's looking to move up in preparing their finances today, what would it be?
Meet with a loan officer. Meet with a mortgage loan officer, whether this is something within the next year, 5 years, wherever you're wanting to go with making that purchase. You can go to macu.com. You can go to the mortgage tab, put in your address. It's going to tell you where you can find a close mortgage loan officer. And they're going to tell you about the programs that are available for you, and talk you through what that pre-qualification is. Again, even if it's 1, 2, 5, doesn't matter. Meet with a mortgage loan officer. If you're needing help and you've met with them, or even if you haven't, you can reach out to my team. Let's do one-on-one financial coaching and get you there. Of course, on macu.com, that's where you're going to find all those terms and conditions, because we've talked about these amazing mortgage and lending and budgeting and credit. So make sure you go there as well.
And knowing how much you can afford is number one, because we're all going to want the Ferrari home on our Honda Accord budget. So,
instant gratification.
We all want the best of the best, but then, reality hits, and we have to talk about budgets and what you actually will feel comfortable in, because no one wants to be house poor. It's just not fun.
You mentioned a couple of times that if you want to become a homeowner, you should look for the programs that are available in the general sense. And I can speak to the number of guests that Heather has brought onto this show who sponsor such programs, and they're always a surprise for me. Oh, this one's for firefighters. This one's for anybody who's never had a house, and they're all over the place in Utah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like law enforcement, military, veteran. There are a ton of programs, and people aren't aware of those. And so they just feel like it's unrealistic. And until you meet with an expert and they get your unique situation and you have those conversations, you're never going to know, and you might be missing out on a really great opportunity.
Yes, there's always that fear of missing out, right? The FOMO. One thing I did want to mention is once you are pre-qualified, it is more important than ever that when you are shopping for your home, you get those pre-qualification letters, because it gives you such leverage when you're negotiating the price. When you are already pre-qualified, you're confident, your finances are in order, and you can say, I can close within 30 days or less, or 2 weeks or less, or whatever time frame works best for that seller. When you are competing against someone who does not have that is unsure, it's night and day.
Yeah, and it's an emotional purchase. And if you go in looking at homes and you don't end up qualifying for that home that you're in love with, it's disappointing. So definitely know where you sit with that, and look at those other expenses that are going to come along with it.
For sure. And Mountain America Credit Union not only provides purchase financing, but also new construction. You do auto loans, you do HELOC loans. What are some of the others that maybe I haven't mentioned? Commercial.
Yeah.
You do those as well, right?
Yeah. Perfect. We do. We have commercial lending, and debt consolidation, which is sometimes a conversation that we have when people are in a situation where they just think they're over their head, and they think that they're not going to be in a situation. We can work with you on all of those things.
And we are your biggest cheerleaders and advocates to help you get where you want to be with all of your real estate investing. Today, we've had Holly Craig, Manager, Financial Education of Mountain America Credit Union, and also Katie M. Powell, Senior Public Relations and Community Engagement Manager. Thank you so much for being on the show today and sharing your expert knowledge. And you're just incredible people. So thank you again for being here. We'll be back next week.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Break up with stinky clothes.
Rinse it out.
Every now and then I get a little bit tired of the stinks that just will never come out.
Going down in a rinse straight.
Every now and then I rinse it out. One wash and it delivers. One wash, it smells so clean. Downy Rinse and Refresh, it's a dream.
Downy Rinse and Refresh. Fights odor in just one wash. Guaranteed.